Tuesday, March 3rd. Wow, we're not even in February anymore. We are not in February anymore. March 3rd, 2026. We are back again after what I would consider a pretty successful lower body / leg day, where I smashed out, what is it? We did adductors, is that what it is? I always forget if it's adduction or abduction, whatever the closing your legs one is. I did that. We did a couple sets of seated leg curl. We did a couple sets of the pendulum squat. Couple sets of hip thrust. Couple sets of, I guess, cable back extension, cable RDL. I don't really know what to call the exercise. And then I blasted off with the final set of cable crunches, where I'm still trying to figure out what the actual feeling and the actual, I guess, the proper form is it. And today marks the final day that I'll have to drink this, the semen shake, as I call it. Oh. 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 Yes, I finally finish off the container of the weirdest texture and mouthfeel protein powder with the most tolerable taste, to be honest, out of the things I've tasted recently. Because one of the more disappointing ones, not because it was necessarily bad, it was just kind of under-seasoned almost, is I bought a strawberry cheesecake protein powder, which at this point, I think I'm just gonna fully commit to just only drinking my unflavored protein powder, just because, at least for that one, I know what the texture is gonna be like. I know what I'm expecting. I can flavor it myself. There's a green light in front of me and the car's not going. And it's that little extra ounce of control that I have in life right there, where versus if I buy something that it's going to be the first. But that kind of begs the question though, like, do I live a life of it sounds kind of funny, do I live life in fear of uncertain protein powder tastes? I don't know. Or do I live an adventurous life where I go out and seek new flavors and just accept the fact that sometimes it's not always going to be great? Because I feel like both of those things kind of apply to life, where do I live in fear of the what if, or do I live beyond and at least live in peace that I've at least encountered? I just try to use too many words to sound smart, and now I just sound more like a dumbass because I just paused right there. Okay, random thought right now. I just actually started playing Resident Evil 9 last night, and ever since I've seen Leon Kennedy drive his Porsche around, and every time I see a Porsche Cayenne on the street now, I just keep saying, it's the Leon car, it's the Leon car. The Leon car has been spotted. And there's really one right in front of me right now, and almost looks like the same spec. Oh, this guy's got his blinker on, but he's not coming through. Okay, he finally committed to it. Now, let me go exactly the speed limit. I would never speed. I would never speed in a vehicle. I would never do such a controversial thing. We got ourselves a 24-minute drive back home. And I'm probably not even going to talk for the entire time because I'm starting to think that I'm gonna try and cut myself off at either 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But I guess today's a little bit different because, as you might have noticed, there wasn't a segment before the gym. Why? I was running errands, and one of the errands was I went to go get my fingerprints scanned in to finally start getting paid for the caregiving role that I've been doing for the past 6 months. Which it would have been a lot nicer if I knew about this opportunity earlier. But if I always dwell on the past, if I always dwell on the what ifs, will that even make you any happier? No. So I gotta live in the present, and I gotta be at least glad that I'm at least getting paid now. And am I gonna be a millionaire because of it? No, but after looking at the first paycheck coming, I was like, not bad, not bad. Let's resume a little bit more of the... Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. I'm only done through... Even just look at the consistency, man. Look at it. I am not joking when this legitimately looks like a semen shake. And I know that people are going to be like, oh, sus. Oh, why is he calling it this? Look, what else do you want me to call it at this point? Do I have enough gas? Oh, I have a full tank of gas. I have a full tank of gas. Hell yeah. But I ran errands. The only issue that I ran into today is I was a little bit of a foul mood starting since yesterday. And that is due to some family issues. But here's the thing. I'm not really going to go to the path of entire nihilism, if that's what it's called, where it's like nothing matters. But I think I'm going to start and try and employing the idea of caring a little bit less. And while that sounds a little bit blunt, but I'm just kind of going to be going at the thing of like, I will do my best on my end to kind of do whatever my duties are. And if I ever see an opportunity to go above and beyond of what I can do and my responsibilities, I will do that. But I think I'm kind of done expressing the energy of doing above and beyond for people that don't appreciate it, nor do they even acknowledge it. So, again, I don't really want to go the path of entire nihilism where I go, oh, everybody hates me. Or I guess it's not really everybody hates me. It's I don't care for anybody in a way. It's like nothing matters. What's the point of everything? I might have gotten the definition completely wrong as well. Who knows? We are making some money moves right now to get in front of the big truck so I don't have to be stuck behind it the entire time. But yeah, I think I have a tendency to kind of overthink, which is definitely not healthy in the long run. Because I think I mentioned it before too, like, well, I don't necessarily think overthinking is a bad thing, because it is just you being cautious. And again, you're preparing for the worst, and sometimes the worst doesn't even happen in the best case scenario, and then you can at least say, hey, at least I was prepared for it. And by the off chance the worst case scenario did indeed happen, then at least you're prepared for it now, right? But I think I'm going to kind of go with the mindset of like, you know, if I do my best, that's enough. I don't have to waste energy in trying to change people and trying to make them be better, because I'm just going to go along with the idea of if I do my best, people will change if they see that if they appreciate it, at least, if that makes sense. It's kind of convoluted the way I just thought about it, but I guess it's kind of the path of the idea of like, you know, I'm still trying to make things make sense for my own, and if it don't make sense to me, then how am I gonna, you know, apply that knowledge now, right? Ooh, it is starting to rain now. Ooh, my windshield is very dirty. But again, I think I'm just gonna go along the thing of I will lead by example if there's an opportunity to lead. And if by the chance that they don't, you know, reciprocate, or they don't become better, or they just continue to be a terrible person, then it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I tried my best, and why stress over about it, right? Why stress over about it? But I'm also in the boat that I feel like change is definitely possible, and if I start seeing somebody change for the better, and especially to the benefit of myself as well in a way, even though as greedy and selfish as it sounds, I'm probably going to start working harder for them, if that makes sense. But does that kind of go and negate the thing where I said I'm going to start caring less? I don't know, dude. I don't know anything in life. All I know is I'm a chud! I'm a chud! Sorry. I've been really liking the word chud for like the past like 3 months, to the point where I remember there's this one specific thing I remember in January where I was at the K-pop Twice concert with some friends, and one of the friends there was like, "What's a chud?" And then all my other friends were like, "Oh, it says Andy." They're like, "What does that even mean?" They're like, "Oh, when you look up the word chud, it says Andy." And that's the legacy I left for myself. 2026 is my chud year. Or maybe it's the unchudding year. Maybe it's the year that, if I think about it, I've embraced that I'm a chud, and I'm taking the steps, the executive decision to go, computer, deactivate Andy Rookim's firewall. Computer, activate unchudding protocol. It's like, you know, I can joke about it though, but it is the idea that I finally want to take the opportunity and time this year where I can start worrying about myself and myself only. This is the year I'm going to be greedy and selfish finally. I'm finally going to be a narcissist and just take everything by my own power and enjoy it. So I can live a happier life, where I can live a life where I don't have to wake up thinking, who do I have to help today? Who do I have to put, whose problems do I have to put beyond my own problems, just for the sake that I can survive. Survive is the really word right there. Ooh. We are about a third of the way done. Actually, you know what? Let's go. Never mind. I can't finish this yet right now. Oh. Whew. Oh my god. That shit almost got me right there. I almost got gotted. Also, a random tidbit that I have right now. So today, while I was running errands, I didn't get to eat breakfast on the way out because I could have. But there was a very minor thing where I actually, you know, I had a bowl of fruit that I had out. And this sounds like a very minor gripe, and you might be saying, oh man, look at this dude. Look at the top of his head. Somebody that rhymes with bomb. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. Somebody that rhymes with mom. Actually, that's just mom them at that point. Decided to put cut cherry tomatoes into my bowl of fruit that I already cut, and then they added in cherry tomatoes because they thought I would like it, which I don't understand why they would think that, considering the past 28 years I have never expressed ever that I liked tomatoes, specifically cherry tomatoes. And I might have actually expressed that I really fucking hate cherry tomatoes, actually. And to pull in my bowl of fruit, I feel like, you know, those mob bosses that are like, you come into my bowl of fruit and you put cherry tomatoes without my permission in my fucking bowl of fruit. Please don't cut me off, good sir. There we go. Bitch! Fuck you, piece of shit. Sorry, that's my road rage coming out. It's just, I don't understand why some people just don't understand a fucking zipper merge. It's a fucking zipper merge. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. But no, fucking dumbasses are just like, oh, maybe it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. No, it's fucking not. It's 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't fucking speed up if I'm trying to go fucking towards the fucking merge right now. I'm in the lawful right. Excuse me right there. These are all these pent-up feelings. Like, no, as I said, if I weren't recording, would I be this vocal about it? No, but since I am expressing my thoughts, and this is my video journal. See, if video blog is vlog, a video journal is a vernal. A vernal. Vidnal. Welcome to my vernal, guys. Today we'll be road raging. Oh yeah, but what was I talking about? So I actually had Chick-fil-A today for, I guess, late or early lunch, late breakfast. And here's my conflict with this. Why does Chick-fil-A have a really good fried chicken sandwich, But why does their grilled chicken sandwich really... Actually, it's not really bad. It's just very mediocre. Like, and the reason I say this is if you actually gave me the option to have a really delicious fried chicken sandwich versus a really delicious grilled chicken sandwich, why is this car in front of me turning on their hazards? I don't know. I don't know. But again, if you gave me the option of really delicious grilled chicken sandwich versus a really delicious fried chicken sandwich, I would pick the grilled chicken sandwich. And I'm not saying this of like, it's so I don't have to add enough, if I can reduce my amount of saturated fats. I don't care. As I say, if it's just off taste alone, a really good grilled chicken sandwich, in my opinion, beats out a fried chicken sandwich. And I don't know if other people agree with that, but like, you ever had a really good grilled chicken sandwich? It is so delicious. Specifically this grilled chicken sandwich, some sort of cheese that's not like American cheese. It has to be something that's a little bit, I don't know how to put it, like hard, like a harder cheese. I don't know if I even have the right like terminology for that, but I'm a sucker for either Swiss or pepper jack. I would love a slice of pepper jack melted, but not like fully melted, almost to the point where I can still see that it retains its shape as a square, with 2 to 3 slices of somewhat crispy bacon, a lot of lettuce, tomatoes if they're in season, pickled jalapenos, and some sort of tangy sauce. Sometimes mayo itself gets the job done, but like even just like a little bit of like a zippier mayo, like if they just added in a little more lemon juice, a little bit more vinegar, I don't know. Or actually the combination right there might work as well, like a little bit of mayo, a little bit of mustard, well, with the pickled jalapeno juice, and then make that into a sauce. Maybe even add some white pepper, black pepper, some paprika sounds kind of good as well in there. Maybe I'm just fucking hungry right now. But again, like, I've had some delicious, just absolutely mind-blowing grilled chicken sandwiches at some places. But then Chick-fil-A, which again, I know I shouldn't blame them because it is, you know, a fried chicken place, right? It's a fried chicken sandwich place. So their grilled chicken might not be the greatest, but again, it's like, it doesn't taste that great. It's just kind of okay. Like, again, it's just very average. I found out today that you can substitute the bun to the normal bun as well, because they're like multi-grain brioche bun is just atrocious. It kind of feels like you're taking a bite out of like a yoga mat, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And I took a bite into that sandwich and I thought, edible. That's all I thought. It was edible. Like, in a food rating scale, I've always rated food this way. If it's a 3, it's edible. And if somebody gave it to me, I wouldn't be opposed. But it's on that verge of, would I buy this again for myself? It's going to be a maybe. Anything that's a 4 for me, I rate my food scales on a rating of 1 through 5, where 3 is edible, tolerable, and if somebody gave it to me, I wouldn't refuse it. 4 is something that I would actively go out and choose to buy for myself again. 5, obviously, is something that I consider just life-changing almost, where after I eat that, I go, this is my new, like, standard for whatever this type of food is, that this has to taste as good as this for me to consider this a 5. 2 is something that is also still edible, but I would probably refuse if somebody gave it to me, and I would definitely not get again on my own accord. 1 is something that I don't consider edible, like to the point where I either don't finish the food or I just consider it I just don't want to get it again. And I feel like that's a very fair justification for what I consider food ratings. And I would say, as I said, 3 is legitimately mid. Very mid. That being said, mid doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just mid. Which I feel like it's kind of this weird notion that a lot of times I feel like people start saying mid for things that are like bad. Because if you even think about the word mid, it's supposed to mean middle, right? So why is something middle bad? It's like the even thing that people say, like, oh, C's get the degrees. C is mid. That's a mid grade. That's middle. That's the average. I guess I shouldn't say average, but why did I get so passionate about my food scale? But again, I feel kind of cheated that the chicken, here's the thing too, the fried chicken patty at Chick-fil-A is also like twice the size of the grilled chicken patty. Why is that? Why is that? Because I'm pretty sure the grilled chicken sandwiches actually cost more. Is there something that's not chicken in the fried chicken patty so they can get away with it? I don't know. I don't know how fast food logistics work. I am just simply a consumer. But here's where it gets better though. Today I tried Chick-fil-A's chicken tortilla soup because I saw one YouTuber that posted a short that showed up on my feed, and I watched it, and he said the chicken tortilla soup at Chick-fil-A was delicious, so I got it. But one thing I didn't realize is I was kind of doing the thing where since I was so hungry, I was just adding stuff in, and then I checked out immediately. My meal, so I got a chicken sandwich meal, but instead of fries, I got the soup. Right, I got a cup of soup. Tell me why the meal started at $14, and in the end, because I added the soup, my meal ended up coming out to be $19.46. $20 at Chick-fil-A, man. $20 at Chick-fil-A. Like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but wasn't the Chick-fil-A sandwich by itself used to be like $6? $7? Like, again, I'm getting to the point where, here's the thing, like, I feel like some people might have this issue saying like, oh, why do you care so much about the prices of things if you can afford it? You should be grateful that you can even afford it. Because it's like, again, it's like, I know this sounds kind of like, you know, like I'm trying to like humble brag or something, but like, I'm in a very fortunate place where I don't really have to worry about food costs. But it's kind of like the principle of things. Like, for example, I bought Resident Evil 9 yesterday when I could have just bought it the day that the game came out. But my reasoning was, okay, I have a lot of other games that I bought on Steam sales. And if I actually, you know, quote unquote, wait a year, but probably 2 to 3 years, actually, I can probably buy Resident Evil 9 at a way cheaper price than it is on release. Which, again, duh, right? And then I was also thinking, oh, I have all these other games that I bought and I still haven't played. Like, I literally started playing Devil May Cry, and yet here I am buying another new game and saying, yee-hee! It's kind of like that. Like, I have, like, a little bit of a financial morality scale where I'm just like, you know, can I afford this? Yes. But should I buy it? No. But then yesterday, what kind of happened is I had such a shitty day last night, or last day, actually. Just a day where it just keeps fucking beating you down, just, like, literally beating the shit out of you. That at the end of the day, I said, you know what, I am going to do. I forgot that with this camera, or I guess this phone specifically, when it reaches the 20-minute mark, it stops recording on its own. And I don't know how long I've been speaking to just nothing. And it's kind of like this weird feeling where it's like, did I get those feelings and thoughts out? But I don't even know what was necessarily recorded, so I don't even know what I need to reiterate. So I'm just going to continue like as I was, because again, like I can't review my own footage while driving. That's dangerous. That's bad driving habits. Or maybe that should just be an idea that, you know, I've spoke enough. Because right now at this point, am I really venting my feelings to get them out into the world? No, I'm kind of just talking to just entertain myself at this point. Because it's the idea of like, you know, how a lot of people when they drive, they listen to music. Why? To fill the silence, to have fun, to have something to listen to. It's as simple as that. As shrimple as that, actually. I'm almost done with this shake right now, too. Oh, not a pleasant mouthfeel, I'll tell you that right now. Not a pleasant mouthfeel at all. Today, I'm planning to go watch the MUSUME Pretty Derby. Is that what it's called? I forgot what it's even called. I'm watching some sort of MUSUME movie in the theaters today at 7:15. So I gotta go home. I gotta finish up a couple more things, shower, maybe eat, but I also kind of just want to go out and eat. You know, I just complained about Chick-fil-A's expensive. Here I'm going, oh, I'm gonna probably go out and eat just because I don't really want to make food, because that's gonna take, again, for me, a minimum of an hour. Here's the thing though, cooking is hard, and if you're out there cooking and meal prepping for yourself, you should give yourself a pat on the back. It's the idea of like, sometimes even cooking itself doesn't take you long. It could probably take you like, if you're really fast, maybe 10 to 15 minutes if you have some ingredients prep. But the cleanup after cooking, minimum an hour. And you only have, if you think about it, if you sleep around 8 hours a day, you only have about 16 hours a day. And if you spend that other 8 hours working or doing something else that you're not really as hands-on, cooking can take up to several hours, like maybe up to 2, depending on how many times you eat out, how many times you eat in. But yeah, we should all give ourselves a little bit more credit. Unless you're a terrible person, then don't give yourself any credit. If you're my ex, don't give yourself any credit. I'm just kidding. I'm actually kidding about that. Do I wish them the best? I do wish them the best, actually, because I've actually had that thought recently, like, Am I really gonna be the person that's gonna be like hateful and spiteful towards my ex? I'm gonna be like, why I oughta? But you know, if I think about it, I spent 2 years with them. I found the good in them. I had great times with them, and I should cherish and honor those memories, to be honest. And I kind of feel like it almost tarnishes my judgment and memory in a way if I think like if I'm just absolutely spiteful and hateful about them. If anything, I hope they're thriving. Please take me back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding right there. Where am I? Where am I? And that's the mystery of life. That is the mystery of life. You know what? I take it back. Remember when I was just like, oh, I don't really have much more to share, but I'm actually just having fun talking to myself. I'm insane. I'm crazy. I'm loco. I know how to say a couple of Spanish words because the Spanish learning app that I'm using told me that a lot of Latin words, since English is based off Latin, if there's a word that ends in LE, there's about an 80% chance if you just end the word in le instead of o, like instead of flexible, you say flexible. It probably means flexible, but in Spanish. And they said there's a pretty high chance that if a Spanish-speaking person heard that, they would understand me. So instead of saying gullible, I say gullible. They'd be like, oh, yeah, ¿por qué? But yeah, I have a sudden urge nowadays to kind of learn another new thing or kind of go back and kind of, you know, not redo, but what's the word that I'm looking for? Start practicing again. For example, I want to start shooting again. I want to go back to the gun range. I bought 1,000 rounds last year, and I think I literally only got through like 100, and then I stopped going for a while because I got busy, and then I was also sad. So I think I'm gonna try and go to the gun range maybe this week or next week. But there's also another hobby that I kind of wanted to pursue. But again, these are kind of hobbies. These are not really things that are gonna like improve my mental. Actually, maybe hobbies will improve my mental well-being, but again, not my like status and, you know, overall achievements in life. But that being said, if I'm miserable, then how am I going to find the motivation to improve myself and keep grinding, keep chipping away at it, right? But I also really want to get into archery, which I know sounds like a funny thing where people are going to be like, oh, what does this do? This dude just loves target practice. But again, it's kind of fun, dude. It is. I really want to go to an outdoor shooting range too as well, or just maybe if I get into archery, then I can do that outdoors as well, because again, there's no like, you know, sound limitations now at that point. But we have arrived at Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. How many steps am I at today? We are currently at 9,717 steps for the day, so if I just get 300 more steps, we hit our 10K goal right there. But that's gonna be it for today. Recently my friend John put me onto ATEEZ, ATEEZ K-pop group, and I've been listening to them a lot, so thank you, John, and I'll see you guys next time.